Okay. Shelving EA Star Wars games. We're in May. It's May 5th when we're recording this.
May the 5th be with you.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. Cinco de Mayo is traditionally the kickoff of the summer game season. That's why the holiday was started.
Yep, that's true.
No, I love that video games. I mean, Q4 is still just packed with incredible video games, but I don't feel like it's this overwhelming, like the summer's a barren wasteland and all the good games come out in the fall anymore.
Especially the last couple of years.
Way more companies are getting better about spreading things out throughout the year, which is awesome.
Well, yeah. It used to be a total dead season.
Yeah,
absolutely. But now
it's like a delay zone.
Yeah.
Things get delayed until now.
It's true.
Yeah. So I've got release dates for all the big games this summer, but before I reveal any of them, in your mind, do you think this is going to be a good summer for games?
Yeah. Just because of No Man's Sky.
That's the one.
No Mansky.
No Man's Sky.
How far does the summer go?
I'm going through August.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I consulted our calendar expert, Brandon Tyrell, and he said September is not part of summer.
No. The summer solstice.
September 21st.
It has something to do with the solstice and balancing an egg.
So no, Final Fantasy 15 can just fuck right off this list. Whoa! No, it's just not part of this list. That's all I'm saying. I think it's going to be great. Just not part of the summer games.
Did Brandon tell you all that? How's Tyrell? Growing strong.
So starting next week, May 10th, this game called Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
A Thief's End.
Yeah, I mean, I think the review embargo is up, so I think we're safe to just...
Great point, great.
Yeah, 8.8, and I'm playing it. I'm not nearly as far through it as Lucy was when she reviewed it. That game is incredible, for sure.
Very pretty good.
Yeah, all the reviews are very, very positive on that game.
You're so brave.
Good game to kick off the summer gaming season with.
It's just nice to have, I don't know, like, I feel like every Assassin's Creed game is just kind of like loosey-goosey with how it controls and feels, or these open world games can be a little bit janky. It's a sacrifice as part of them being so open. And to have something that's like so tight and focused and just feels so like perfect moment to moment, it's really satisfying to go back to something that has that level of like polish again.
If only we're 5 hours short.
Yeah, it might not be paced perfectly.
On Friday, May 13th, two very similar games.
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Woo!
Friday the 13th. Unfortunately, the Friday the 13th game is not ready for release that day. But Doom is.
I'm excited for Doom.
And its spiritual companion on the 3DS, Disney Art Academy. It's also out that same day.
You could probably draw
I was wondering where you're
Hellbound
going with that. That was
You must choose.
Yeah.
You must choose which one you're going to play.
Doom.
Yeah.
I chose Doom.
Although Doom Art
You're
Academy
so brave.
would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd
Doom,
probably
where
play
you're
that
drawing cockaloids?
Cockaloids.
Cocodemons?
Do you remember the end of the very first Doom? There was like this graphic of like a bunch of like bunnies on spikes
Oh,
and like
I don't know
hell
if I
had taken
remember.
over Earth.
Yeah.
It was just this one shot.
that's not fun.
It was really interesting art.
There's John
Scary,
Romero's.
scary.
There's John Romero's head in a secret room.
Yeah.
It's on a pike. Spike?
Spike.
Pike.
Well, you
Put
can
his head on a pike.
you
That's
can
a thing?
fight an enemy with his head.
Weird.
No, you find his head. It's chopped off, and then it's.
If you hit X, you can kiss the head.
Ooh. Hit X to kiss John Romero's head.
Pay respects.
I think I was totally sold on Doom in like the past 2 weeks. What we've seen on our footage of that game was like
Yeah, the
amazing.
campaign looks cool.
Looks so good.
I hope it's fun. May 17th, Homefront the Revolution is out. Open world Homefront game.
Yeah.
Dark Horse. The
Don't know much about that one.
Original Homefront, not so great, but new publisher, new developer. Seems, it's an interesting, it's somewhat cheesy premise of like North Korea taking over America, but as far as video game settings go, there's a lot to mine there in terms of interesting scenarios.
I'm hoping there's a setting in San Francisco. That's always a good laugh.
No, I think they're supposed to like Baltimore or something trash like
It's
that.
all East
The
Sorry, I
other
Coast.
said
side.
Baltimore's trash. I like Baltimore. Go Wire.
Go what?
The Wire.
Go the Wire.
Go the local heroes, the Wire.
The local Baltimore sports team.
The Wires.
Also, May 17th, Shadow of the Beast comes to PS4 and PC.
I keep forgetting that game exists.
I don't know what that is.
A remake of the 1989, 1990 Amiga game that was also available on Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah,
I think
Are
it
you
was
sure
a
you're not thinking
Genesis
of Altered
game.
Beast?
I am sure I'm not thinking of Altered Beast.
Are you thinking
2D
Splatterhouse?
2D side-scrolling action hack and slash game,
Sounds like Altered Beast.
and it includes on PS4 includes the original.
Cool.
So
You
if
should
you've
have let
been-
us guess that for 20 questions.
Well, maybe it is still the 20
He's
questions
backdoored.
There's no way we would get that.
Splatterhouse, maybe.
we might get Splatterhouse.
I think we did that already.
I asked our resident PC expert if he would have gotten last week's 20 questions.
What was last week's?
Tom, I can't remember it now.
Tom Clancy's
End War.
End War.
Oh, is that the one where you have to yell?
Yeah, it was voice command.
End the
voice
war.
command.
I asked Dan, who reviewed it. I didn't give it away. I said, hey, can you name a licensed game that came out of
Licensed RTS.
Yeah, a real-time strategy game that came out of PC and 3DS or DS, and he couldn't come up with it.
Yeah.
And then I said, I have an extra clue. I bet you reviewed it. He still couldn't come up with it. And then he got hung up that it's not really a license.
Yeah, he didn't think the Tom Clancy license is a license.
I mean, it's literally.
And
a
I would
license.
love,
right?
I would love to use that as a crutch because we lost that and it was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I think that's a license,
Yeah,
and we were just
it
dumb.
is. It is a
Yeah,
license.
we just
But you're not
screwed
dumb though. Don't put yourself down.
See?
Just
Justin
dumb.
Grace.
Sliding camera, man.
Oh, get used
What
to it, man.
Do the viewers? Is it like? Do they feel like they're watching on a boat?
I think
You know, like those-
I think they
yeah.
literally don't notice, and so they think we're insane.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like Star Trek when like the ship gets hit and everybody has to go like.
Yeah. I think that's what it's like.
I think it's also rotating while it's like pivoting.
That same day, May 17th, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered.
Yeah, that's a
comes
really
to
good game.
PlayStation 4.
I've never played it.
Oh man,
Really great
now's your
package,
chance
yeah.
to do
Another-
that game.
I mean,
real great.
It's a real time or not real time. It's a turn-based.
Turn-based.
Yeah.
Turn-based and real-time hybrid. It's
so
crazy
is it like
cool.
Fire Emblem?
Sort of. It's half like
It's
Fire
more
Emblem,
action,
but
yeah.
then you
It's not
go back down and get
grid-based.
the perspective of your
It's not
character.
grid-based.
No.
Okay.
No.
You have like an area around your character that you can move to.
Yeah, it's almost more like XCOM if you could zoom in on your character and then sort of control it as a third-person
Would you?
shooter.
Is it like Codename Steam?
It's better than Codename Steam because
Yeah.
it has
Even
fewer
better.
Abraham Lincolns.
If you can believe it.
Yeah.
May 19th, the Fallout 4 Far Harbor content. is
Far
out.
Harbor.
This is
Harbor.
the sizable chunk of
Yeah.
story
Biggie.
content.
They're calling it the biggest. They have such a specific term. The biggest landmass they've ever added in DLC to any of their games. Bethesda's saying.
bigger
That's
than-
significant because of the Dragon one
What
in
was it,
Skyrim.
Solstheim or whatever the name of the island was?
Horse Armor.
Was
Horse
that
Armor Island.
Bigger than horse.
I mean, like if there's not any sort of trickery there, and that is legit, like it's that big of a landmass, and it's all handcrafted and feels great. That's incredible because the Skyrim island they added is huge. Like,
But
so-
what's not incredible is that it just looks like the coast of Boston, just like everything else in that game. So far.
I
Though it
don't
looks like
know.
it's been interesting stuff
I
there.
thought it seemed a little bit more like horror tinged, and there was fog
It does-
everywhere and some bogs.
They
I
have
don't know,
like a nice
oh,
like
bogs?
text treatment that looks horrible.
you got
I
them
love
bogs.
I love bugs.
I don't know if you ever got to the
Bubble Goose
southeast, but it's pretty boggy down there.
Yeah.
On May 24th, possibly the most anticipated game of the moment of right now is being released. Anyone want to gander a guess?
You goofing us?
Is
It is
it
goofing us
is it
'cause it's probably
Pocket
Uncharted.
Card Jockey?
No, it's this game. There's more internet interest in this game than Uncharted 4 right now.
Pocket
Overwatch.
Card Jockey?
Overwatch.
You got it right.
Okay.
Overwatch is the one. No, not Pocket Jockey.
Pocket Jockey?
Oh yeah, I still gotta buy that.
Pocket
Is it out
Card
now?
Jockey?
Yeah, when is it?
Yes.
Okay,
I've been playing it for a few days.
So it didn't qualify for Game of Summer.
got it.
Yeah, Overwatch. People
It
are
didn't qualify for Game of Spring either, Damon. What
Was
happened?
Blizzard's first new,
Sleeping on the job.
completely new brand in I don't even know how many years.
What, Diablo?
Well over a decade. Yeah, I guess.
Unless
Well,
you count
there's
WoW as
Hearthstone.
anything.
Oh well, yeah, but Hearthstone's a Warcraft spinoff.
okay.
This has been your Hearthstone mention of the episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going
It's their answer
2
to the
years
Apple
strong.
Watch.
Yeah.
Overwatch is their answer to Apple Watch. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah,
Wearables, you guys
a bunch
remember
of people are
wearables?
playing it in the office.
Yeah, no.
People-
Overwatch. I mean, people kind of forget, like, or maybe other people don't forget. I kind of forget how, like, that level of like polish and shine that a lot of Blizzard games have. That they just feel so great. They get that so right in Diablo and Hearthstone and everything that they do, no matter what genre it is. It has that like level of care and attention, kind of like I was praising Uncharted for, and so that just makes Overwatch feel so much better than most other shooters that are out there. Like,
I think the Lost Vikings needed some work.
I know, I agree.
So, I'm
If they wanted to make another Lost Vikings, I would be totally down for that. That same day, though, TMNT Mutants in Manhattan is out.
Platinum Games.
Yep.
Platinum Games.
and what did Platinum make for our audience?
Bayonetta.
And
Mad World.
Mad World.
They made Mad
Infinite
World. I
Space.
didn't realize that.
Infinite Space.
Is that the DS RPG?
I remember that.
Never
Yeah,
heard
the
of it.
spaceship,
Yeah, I think
like
it was called
builder.
Infinite Space.
I mean, I remember that
What
game.
was-
Did Platinum make that?
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
Wonderful 101, the Korra game, the Transformers game. They're working on Scalebound for the
And
Xbox
it's
One.
from the ashes of the studio that made Okami, right?
Yeah, Clover.
Clover.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's Kamiya-san.
And on May 24th, Totally Warhammer is out.
Totally
Total
Warhammer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally Warhammer.
Total War Warhammer.
Totally Warhammer.
I love it.
Rounding out the month of May, on May 31st, the Dead Island Definitive Edition
Death
is out.
Death Definitive.
Oh,
That
sorry.
no, that was already the.
No, that was
Darksiders.
Darksiders, yeah.
Yeah. Darksiders 2.
Darksiders, yeah.
Death.
This is the Dead Definitive edition.
Dead Definitive Edition. Remember there was Dead Island 2, but it got like shelved.
It's in
Has
kind
a
of
new, because
development hell right
Jaeger
now.
was developing it. Now
Yeah.
Jaeger's not
They
developing.
pulled them off it and put a new developer on, maybe, or it might be dead, or it might be back, or we don't know.
It
They
looked
made
cool.
another good
Yeah, it
trailer.
looked
The one that took place in SoCal.
Yeah.
As a Venice
And-
Beach.
People give him a hard time for that game not being on an island.
The Dead
Actually,
Island
it's a
2.
peninsula.
Maybe
The
there
original one was, but Dead Island 2 was supposed
Right.
to be in like California.
Yeah.
that is
It's pretty dumb.
Justin, once upon a time you played some Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, I love that game.
Do you know there was an expansion coming out this month? Dark Brotherhood?
Yeah, so, well, I don't know how much that counts. I mean, I know it's an expansion that they're selling for money, but instead of being a traditional MMO expansion where they're like, here's your new continent and your new class and your new this, instead they're just sort of layering, although I think there is a new continent or new land masses, instead they're just like layering game systems on top of what's already been there. So a while back they added the Thieves Guild, and as part of the Thieves Guild quest line, you could now steal from any NPCs in cities and rack up a bounty and fight guards. And now they're doing the same thing, but they're adding a Dark Brotherhood quest line. So you'll be able to go through the Dark Brotherhood and join them, and it adds this like assassination gameplay system.
How do you know this
and
much about Elder Scrolls Online?
I played
You
that
play
game
it?
for a while, and I like
He
it.
majored in it. In
I don't. I
college.
haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't
Are you a
played
minor?
it. I haven't played it in over a year, but I do. I have a soft spot in my heart for that game, and
You
I
should
don't
get that
know.
looked at.
Comes to PC on May 31st. Console comes later.
Later.
And Marty, on May 31st,
Yeah?
PlayStation 4 gets Oxenfree.
Ah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's like the definitive edition. The download's also coming that day to PC and Xbox One. It adds a new game plus that really plays into, without spoiling it, plays into the story. Like it's sort of a
I
new
didn't
game
know
plus
that.
that makes sense in the world of the story. Oxenfree is one of my favorite games of the year so far.
I haven't played it yet.
It's real good.
Well, that's not going to unlock like the second time through isn't going to unlock like a true ending, is it?
Maybe it's different.
I don't know how I feel
We'll
about
talk
that.
about it OC off camera.
All right, we're
Yeah,
moving
I'm not
into
sure which one.
June. We're in June now, the month of the summer solstice.
Yeah.
The month of E3.
It's
Yeah.
my birthday.
The
Mine too.
month of Marty's birthday. Even though he isn't sure exactly
not
what
sure.
year
It's
it
30.
was.
I know it's 30. I've done research. That's
does
what it says in my
You were born in
ID.
86?
Do you
Yeah.
feel weird about that?
No.
Okay.
Now, I've never played a Carmageddon game,
Are they coming back?
but I'm going to get a chance to play Carmageddon Max Damage
Ooh.
on June 3rd.
That's my
Carmageddon
birthday.
is a game
That's not a good
Have
birthday
fun.
present.
where you run over people with a car,
Yeah,
I
it
think.
seems right.
Dude, I loved Carmageddon when I was
Really?
11 or whatever, but then it's just one of those things. It feels like an anachronism. Like, it feels like a weird thing to resurrect.
What type of
Right.
game is it?
It was an action game where Damon was right. You were basically trying to cause
Nailed
as
it.
much damage and run over as many people as you could
Yeah.
in your car.
Like in like ultra violence or
Yeah.
like funny?
it?
It's like funny.
No, it's not
No.
funny. It was
was
controversial
funny.
for the time.
yeah, it was.
It-
But it also it was like
banned in
Doom.
a bunch of European
Yeah.
It was
countries.
like pixel graphics. It looked like Doom in a car, and you're trying to run over
Oh.
innocent people. But you could rack up crazy points. You would try to get combos, and you could work your way into a football field, and then all the linemen were lined up, and you could just plow them all over and get a huge combo.
That's funny because the very first controversial game ever was also about running people over. in a
Death
car.
Race
Yeah.
2000.
No, just Death Race.
God damn it.
Death Race 2000 is a Roger Corman movie. It's
The
great.
first controversial game should have been that terrifying thing you made us watch like a year ago.
Oh,
that,
my
like
God.
weird
That's
light gun
right.
game
Chiller,
or
the
whatever
light
it was.
chiller.
Jeez.
I didn't like that at all.
You-
about that.
Damon made you watch Chiller?
On
We
the
watched it on
show.
Dave's Coop.
Damon.
I
That game's
rented-
really disturbing.
I rented that game when I was a kid. I thought it was
There's a
really
sequel to that called Crossbow,
Yeah. I remember
but
that
it's
one.
not. Well, it's not really a sequel.
Or
it's
what
just
about
a parallel
Satan's Hollow?
game.
Is that totally unrelated?
Yeah, Satan's Hollow is unrelated. Satan's Hollow is like a Space Invaders type shooter with like a castle and a demon. It's more like Space Invaders.
Satan's Hollow is okay. Never mind.
Anyway.
He's gonna do a sex thing.
Yeah.
It's really
Anyway.
cool.
On June 6th, a notable Oculus Rift game arrives, Edge of Nowhere,
Yeah, by
which is
Insomniac.
notable because
Insomniac Games.
Insomniac.
Yeah, the folks behind Ratchet and Clank and Resistance.
Yeah.
It's a third-person, sort of spooky. Feels a little bit like Dead Space 3, especially. It takes place in like the Arctic.
Yeah, you're in the Arctic, but then there's sort of
you say
Cthulhu-esque
Arctic?
horrors
Arctic?
coming
You
after
guys are saying that
and-
weird.
Arctic.
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 Arctic. Arctic.
Artdink.
The next day, June
Fair enough.
June 7th, finally Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Yeah.
Will be
After
here.
many a delay.
Yeah.
Very excited for that.
Yeah,
It's
me too.
The Mirror's Edge with cats.
Yep. Cat parkour.
Cat parkour. That would be fun.
There's a game. Crap. What's the name of it? I'd love to name drop it. There's a game where you play as a cat in the first person. You
Cat
have to-
lateral
Cat
damage.
lateral damage?
Yeah, you have to run around an apartment knocking as much stuff off the shelf
Yeah,
as
you
you
just
can.
be a total jerk cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
That same day, I never played Odin Sphere,
Yeah.
I did.
but Odin Sphere Life Riser is coming out. I'm sure Per will correct me.
What was the spiritual successor to Odin Sphere that had the controversial art?
Dragon's Crown?
Dragon's Crown.
Crown.
Yeah.
No, Masamune was the.
Well,
Dragon's Crown.
Or
Well,
Muramasa was the.
there
The
was
Wii game.
There was, I think,
Muramasa the Demon
came
Sword?
first.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the controversial
Yeah,
art.
Dragon's Crown was the one with the big bodies.
Big bodies.
Big bodies.
Odin Sphere takes place like it's side-scrolling, but it's on like a huge round. It's not a
So
sphere.
if you
it's
go
a
right
circle.
far enough, you get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Odin Sphere was really, really dope.
I'd probably like that game a lot. And I'm going to get to play it on
It's
PS4.
a little. I mean, for now, it's a little bit. The pace is a little bit slow and grindy. I think
Yeah, I agree with that.
it's really pretty.
Now, Sam, the Nintendo release schedule has pretty much dried up. But on June 10th, what do we get?
Pocket Card Jockey.
Kirby Planet Robobot.
Robobobot.
For
Robobot.
3DS.
I've given up on the Kirby series unless it involves mini golf.
I don't think the Kirby games are good.
I think some of the games.
Kirby's
are good.
Adventure is good.
Kirby's Adventure. I like ones with yarn and clay and the stick drawings.
I don't know. I feel like
I
they're
beat the clay one. Marty didn't.
I feel like the games
I
are
beat it after.
the games are boring and easy, and it's usually pretty impossible to lose. And I don't think they're very challenging, and it's just not the best stuff that Nintendo does.
No,
Sorry.
I don't like them either. But I like them if they have mini golf.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also like the ones where you use the stylus to draw. I'm fine with those. I like them. I like the first one a lot better than the second one.
Well, do you want? Are you excited for one where you get a mech?
No.
Okay.
What about the one where there's a bunch of tiny Kirbys? That one is pretty cool.
Triple deluxe.
Yeah, but just not into the pink puff.
June 14th, right in the middle of E3, the console version of the Elder Scrolls Online Dark Brotherhood
Don't release the game in the middle. Of
arrives.
Don't do that.
And Dead by Daylight comes to PC, which is a Friday the 13th-ish
Yeah.
game.
You saw the
4v1.
packs.
Teenagers try to survive the night while a hunter stalks them all. And it was fun.
Were you the hunter or were you the teenager?
I did both.
Congrats.
And I survived longer as the teen,
Nice.
than the hunter.
I feel more games need teens. Teens are underrepresented in our medium.
Oxenfree.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Remember when we played the NES Friday the 13th game?
Yep.
And then Jason came into the cabin. It was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's wearing a purple jumpsuit.
Yeah. And he's blue.
June 21st is No Man's Sky Day. National No Man's Sky Day.
Yeah.
International No Man's Sky Day.
I've been fairly skeptical of No Man's Sky. Like, it looks promising, but I've kind of been like, well, I just kind of want to make up my own mind because...
You're burned by Spore.
Well, yeah, you're burned by Spore, and the developer,
It's Spore.
they're great dudes,
Spurs.
but they'd still only made Joe Danger, right? So to go from like Joe Danger to
it's
No
like-
Man's Sky,
yeah, it
it's
is
just
crazy.
like a leap, and it's all procedural. And my big concern about the game is that it'll be wide as an ocean but shallow as a puddle. So yeah, there's billions and billions and trillions of planets, but like, is there going to be enough
My
to like
favorite Dolly
sustain?
Parton song.
So should shells.
But the more that I see about it, the more that I'm convinced that maybe it is actually going to deliver on the hype. Like, my hype level's slow. I'm slowly allowing it to kind of rise a little.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Rise.
Yeah.
Rise.
That's what the Emperor says to Darth Vader.
Yep.
One of the 10 best
Rise.
things in the preview.
Yeah, like
in
that.
the
He says it
prequels.
like that.
But if you don't want to play No Man's Sky on June 21st, you could also play Umbrella Corp from Capcom.
What are you doing, Capcom?
Which is a Resident Evil shooty
I was
game.
skeptical of that. I'm still pretty skeptical of that game, but I did watch some videos of it, and it doesn't look. It looks like a really nice version of Resident Evil 4. The one of the
But
settings.
it's all
on it.
competitive. It's a competitive multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
Like, is
I
anyone gonna
really
wanna play
like the
after Overwatch?
Mercenaries.
I like Mercenaries, yeah, but that's...
It totally looks fine, but don't release that game on the day No Man's Sky comes out. Like, the Venn diagram
That's
of
not all
people
that's
that are
coming out that
interested
day,
in those
too.
two games.
There's more games.
Are you talking about Mighty Number 9?
I'm talking about Mighty Number 9.
Also coming out that day.
Yeah.
Don't know about that game. I think that game looked cool at the beginning, but then it had all these delays and...
Yeah, it's tough. I was super excited for that game 3 years ago, and after all the delays, it's
Do you think it's as big or bigger than No Man's Sky? Because it took a long time to make.
No.
Yeah, it's infinite. There's infinite bosses to fight.
Yep.
Mighty, it's
Procedurally
mighty
generated
number,
Mega Man?
infinite
It's just blank man, then
Yeah.
it just fills it in.
I like that.
That'd be a cool game.
And if anybody remembers the game Deadlight, side-scrolling
That was Tequila
zombie
Works.
survival game, the director's cut comes to Xbox One and
Yeah.
PS4 and PC that same day.
Yeah, that game was pretty good. It was one of the last Summer of Arcade games
Tequila
for
Works made
360. That was the game Tequila Works did, who after that has been working on Rhyme,
Yeah.
the game
Wow.
that will never come out.
Yeah, I'm so sad. Dude, the Rhyme trailer, look up, it's RYME. Look up that trailer. It's one of the most, like, whenever I watch that trailer, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, so that game went like totally off the grid. It was going to be published by Sony. We got news that Sony dropped the game,
very
but then
sad.
we got news that GameStop, as part of their big publishing push, one of the studios that's publishing a game from is Tequila Works.
Yeah.
So we're hoping maybe it's that, and maybe we'll see it soon. Maybe it'll be.
Is
fun.
Rhyme the one where you can like possess animals?
No,
you're-
that's
it's a
Wild.
trailer. Wild.
Yeah.
Rhyme is the one that looks like
It's
Zelda.
3 years
I mean,
ago
it
at
looks like
Gamescom.
it looks like Zelda, a boy going on an
It's like
adventure.
it's like Wind Waker meets Eco.
It's on an ocean though, right?
No,
no,
There's
it's
a
like on
scene
an
of this
island and stuff.
coastline scene. Just look at the like that trailer. It's one of the best game trailers I've ever seen.
RYME.
Yeah.
Or IME.
Is it? No, it's
It's I.
RIME
Did I
is
say
a
it
real
wrong?
word.
June 24th is a Wii U game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
You said it correctly, yeah. Because if you said it incorrectly,
Two
people
Wii
would
U
be
games.
varying. No!
On one day, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games.
Impossible.
they keep making those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldfire played Tokyo Mirage. That's the game that Shin Megami meets Fire Emblem, like an actual
Yeah.
crossover. So it's like a Shin Megami game, but instead of summoning a persona, you're summoning a Fire Emblem character like Chrom and Roy.
And there's dance scenes.
And there's dance scenes, but the
no-
combat's really good. Like Andrew's like totally on board with it, but he's a weirdo. So
Yeah.
No, the game looks really cool. It's just too little, too late for that console.
no, it'll turn the tide. Sony will announce the Neo. It'll be as powerful as 900 Wii U's. But
Even
then
if
they'll get
those
that weird
games
thing.
weren't too late, they probably are still too little.
Yeah, it's true. And on June 28th, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens arrives.
It's
great.
so pretty.
Yeah.
The footage that we have up this week for IGN First is so pretty.
It's ridiculous.
Good lighting effects.
Yeah.
I feel like the Lego games used to be, just universally excellent. They were
Yeah.
all really great, and now like the quality is kind of a little up and down. Like you don't know whether you're gonna get, a good Lego or kind of a so-so Lego.
Yeah.
But this one seems like one of the good ones.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and it's like telling a bunch of cool stories that take
Yep.
place, like little offshoots of
great.
Episode 7.
I always thought the Lego games were really boring.
Did you play Lego City Undercover?
Walk through these games and nothing happens.
They're fun multiplayer games. I used to play
I
with my
hear
girlfriend.
the co-op is good, but
My wife and I played through several of them together. It's
yeah,
a
and
good
like
way
they're
to
they're
experience them.
accessible, right? So that's
And I
good.
just berate her for not understanding where to go. Or
Soon
what to
you're gonna do that with your daughter.
But this game looked interesting because there was like a third-person shooter thing going on in that scene.
Yeah.
He was like ducked behind a thing, and then the next scene was like a giant space battle.
yeah. That's the Star Wars space game we want.
My daughter being old enough to play games is legit exciting
Wow.
for me. By
Yeah.
the way,
Sure.
What's the first game you're gonna play?
Man, that's time for me to
Carmageddon.
I mean, it'll probably be like something like Angry Birds, just because she's 2 and that's like easy for her to hold an iPad, and rather than try to put a controller in her
Take the
hands, that's
mobile
like,
editor out of IGN, but you can't say the.
Yep. As the saying goes.
That's the same.
then I don't have to parent anymore once we get her hooked on
Yeah,
the Angry
Sounds
Birds.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Rovio.
Also on June 28th, Star Ocean 5 Integrity and Faithlessness.
That's a dumb name.
For all you JRPG fans.
I really like Star Ocean 2 on the PS1.
PS4 game.
I really like
PS4
Star
game.
Ocean 3.
Moving into July, July 5th, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13
Nice.
comes to PS4 and PC.
You'd think all those kingdoms would be romanced by now.
Still,
Yeah, you'd think they need
more romance to
They
be
need a
done.
refractory period. Before they do
Those
more
games are a
romance.
little bit like Dynasty Warriors in the sense that like it's almost like Madden, where like the people that are into them buy them, and then everyone else just doesn't need to pay any attention.
Those started out in the NES.
Yeah.
Yeah. July 12th. Who can tell me what this game is? Seventh Dragon 3 Code.
Nope.
No thanks.
It's coming to 3DS.
I think it's a,
Sounds good.
I think it's a Square. Enix
Must be a
game.
JRPG.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Square Enix game.
Yeah.
That same day, Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters game.
Yeah.
That I think
What?
may or may not be tied to the. I mean,
It's not tied to the movie.
it's like not based on the story of the new movie.
Correct.
It's just you're playing Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I don't even.
Yeah. There's been a
It's
trailer.
from Activision. It's going to be their like budget.
Yeah. Don't be too
Activision
excited.
budget, yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was Ghostbusters. July 19th. I Am Setsuma.
Ooh. Yeah.
No, sorry, Setsuna.
Satsuna.
Satsuna.
Satsuma is that
That's a
game's
sequel.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Am Satsuna is another Square Enix RPG.
Lots of JRPGs coming out. this summer.
JRPG, and it's very much, this one is very much inspired by Chrono Trigger.
They call 2016 the summer of JRPGs.
Did you make that up?
You heard it here?
No, that's just like
Well, that makes sense. Persona.
Obama proclaimed it.
That's what
Obama proclaimed it.
That's what they're saying out there
Yeah, the rabble rabble.
on the streets.
That same day, Ark Survival of the Fittest, which is a free-to-play spin-off of Ark Survival.
Yeah,
That's the dinosaur
That's a
game.
dino
dinosaur game, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure what
think-
this is.
That game's really fun to watch people play.
Maybe it's
I
not
don't think I've ever played.
maybe it's not free-to-play, but it is a spin-off in that universe. July 26th is again Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force.
Oh,
coming to
that is a
PS4.
good name.
Yeah.
Fairy Fencer F.
Advent Dark Force.
Advent Dark Force.
Yeah.
None of those words belong together. It's perfect.
I know.
It's a perfect name.
That's it for July. Moving into August 19th. the long-awaited Metroid Prime Federation Force.
I was so excited at the first word, and then you
Yeah,
said
I
Prime
know.
Federation Force, and I got less.
Metroid Prime have traditionally come out in August, which is really neat.
If you were to graph our interest in this game, it'd be
Metroid.
Metroid, Prime,
Not from Marty.
Federation Force.
Yeah. No.
Wait, how do you feel
Mine's Metroid, Prime Federation Force.
Metroid Prime's really good.
No, it's stupid. It's a big, dumb baby game for babies.
It's the best game ever made.
It's the most overrated Nintendo game ever.
Counterpoint.
Overrating is not a system by which we can judge games. Who overrated it?
You did, by saying it's the best game of all time.
I never rated it. Matt Castasina did.
R.I.P.
August 23rd is Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Excited for that.
Legit pumped for that
I
game.
liked the last Deus Ex.
Yeah.
I feel like that game's, if people are sleeping on it, like I feel like people have kind of forgotten how good Human Revolution was. Like
Yeah.
the music was good. I really liked its like sense of place and like the design, the Victorian, like it's the future, but they had like candelabras and like that mixture of old and new. Like it had such a unique style and music and just all the rest of that tied together. Like the confidence in how that game was displayed.
Yeah, I imagine Deus Ex, if it hasn't been confirmed, I'm sure it's going to be at E3, and I
mean, it was
bet
at
it's going to
E3.
have a really good showing.
It had a
Like,
good showing at E3 last
Yeah,
year.
I bet I'll have a real cool demo.
And the same day, King of Fighters 14.
Yeah.
PS4.
It's beating out Romance of the Three Kingdoms by 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classic battle. Are you a Romance of the Kingdoms person or a King of Fighters person?
you
Romance
guys-
the Kingdom of Fighters.
Do you guys know that Samurai Showdown doesn't have a W in it? Well, it's got the one W, but not the second
I
W.
think
Like
I
Shogun. Shogun.
Yeah.
I think
Shogun.
I do remember that now that you mention it.
Did you know the,
I was a games
the
journalist for, like-
Bernstein Bears are actually the Berenstain Bears?
I did know that. The Samurai Showdown thing, I was a games journalist for like 7 years before I knew that.
Finally, on August 30th, Attack on Titan, the Attack on Titan game comes to consoles.
Yeah,
Hatsune Miku Diva X
we just talked about her.
comes to PS4 and Vita.
Huh.
Yeah,
And World of Warcraft Legion.
yeah.
It's gonna make Warcraft great again.
Yikes.
It's the next big expansion for World
Yeah.
of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean every expansion that comes out, I have I liked World of Warcraft a lot, and I played a lot during Burning Crusade and Lich King. Lich King to me was the peak, and then it's just kind of been going down and down and down since then, and it bums me out. Like I really want that game to continue. You know, I just like that world a lot, and the systems and the classes and the cities, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that it's hemorrhaging subscribers.
Not
I
a
hope,
Panda fan, huh?
I hope Legion brings it back. Nah, Pandaria was fine.
I have a feeling there's going to be more games coming out in July and August that haven't been dated yet.
Yeah,
maybe some
especially after
smaller,
E3.
Yeah, but maybe things like things we've been waiting for a long time, like Below and Cuphead and Inside. Like Microsoft,
Cuphead would be cool
Microsoft
this
just
summer.
bring back Summer of Arcade. Throw a couple of those at us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Below, man.
The game from the Castle Crashers guys.
Oh yeah, the
Pit People,
Pit People.
Pit People.
which is very cool.
Yeah. Man,
Another
what if that was
tournament.
just Summer of Arcade. Those 4 games.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That'd be great.
Make Summer great again. Did you already make that joke?
And we're going to throw in a 5th game, Burnout Pod Racer.
Oh, what about that golf game that those guys are making? What's it called?
Dangerous Golf.
Is it just called Dangerous
Ryan
Golf?
liked what he just saw.
Dude, that game looks dope.
All right, well, I played it.
It's like a
and
whole
it was
game about Crash Mode.
awful.
Really?
But it was a very early build, so
Yeah.
maybe they've turned around, but
Oh no, that makes me so
I
sad.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they fixed
You
it.
play it and you make your own decision.
Okay,
No, you judge it before you play it.
got it.
Yeah, that's how
Okay.
it works.
And just don't trust Damon ever again.
Yeah.